What's up, everyone? It is that time of the year where I give my top 5 horror movies of the year.
All right.
This year's actually been a really good year for horror, and I'm really excited about this list. It's a super strong list, and I can't wait to get into it. Unfortunately, not all of the great movies made it, so there's going to be a couple of honorable mentions, and then the rest will be in my top 5. So, without further ado, my honorable mentions. First off, it's Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes is a fun, campy Valentine's Day slasher comedy that delivers a perfect mix of brutal kills, humor, and engaging character dynamics. The film follows Allie, a jaded marketing agent, and Jay, a charming consultant, as they unexpectedly find themselves hunted by the notorious Heart Eyes killer. While the first act takes its time setting up the romance and character depth, once the action kicks in, it never lets up. Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding shine as leads with real strengths and weaknesses, avoiding tired modern stereotypes. With creative kills, a great killer design, and genuine heart beneath the blood-soaked mayhem, Heart Eyes is a must-watch for horror fans and an instant Valentine's Day classic. Next up on my honorable mentions list is Final Destination Bloodlines. This movie is exactly what fans of the franchise crave. Outrageous, creatively choreographed deaths strung together by a flimsy plot and forgettable dialogue. But this latest entry leads into the chaos with such gleeful abandon that it's hard to not have fun. The story introduces a new generational twist as the granddaughter of a woman who once cheated death begins unraveling her family's cursed fate, culminating in a barrage of spectacularly gruesome kills. Despite its terrible writing, flat characters, with the exception of the standout Eric, and an over-reliance on CG that often looks like digital mush, the movie still delivers where it counts. Unrelenting mayhem, inventive carnage, and a heart-wrenching farewell from Tony Todd. It's not smart, but it's damn entertaining, and that's more than enough. My last honorable mention is Bring Her Back, which I thought was going to make the top 5, but unfortunately it stays right here in the honorable mentions. Bring Her Back is the chilling sophomore feature from Danny and Michael Philippou, the duo behind the breakout horror hit Talk to Me. With a bigger budget and an even more refined approach to storytelling, this film delivers a tense, emotionally charged descent into grief, obsession, and unsettling domestic horror. Centered on siblings Auntie and Piper, the movie slowly peels back layers of mystery and dread inside a foster home that's anything but safe. Backed by strong performances, especially from Sally Hawkins, and masterful practical effects, Bring Her Back proves the Philippou brothers aren't just a one-hit wonder. Despite a few minor narrative gaps, this is an original, disturbing, and beautifully executed horror film, well worth seeing anytime you can. And my top 5 horror films of 2025, in no particular order, starts out with Sinners, an excellent and original film. Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler and starring Michael B. Jordan, is a masterful, original film that proves Coogler is far better than his Disney work ever suggested. In 1930s Mississippi, the story follows two twin brothers and their cousin as they build a juke joint for the black community, only to face supernatural horrors alongside real-world prejudice. The film shines with rich character development, incredible performances, especially from Delroy Lindo and newcomer Miles Canton. Stunning period detail, and an unforgettable blues-infused score by Ludwig Göransson. Balancing horror with emotional depth, Sinners expertly weaves a story about freedom, family, and survival, delivering one of the best and most soulful films in recent memory. Next is Together. Together is a deeply affecting and meticulously crafted horror film that explores codependency, emotional trauma, and the breakdown of intimacy through disturbing body horror and restrained storytelling. With exceptional performances by Alison Brie and Dave Franco, the film maintains tension and emotional weight through minimal exposition, precise pacing, and masterful use of sound and practical effects. Director Michael Shanks demonstrates a confident and original voice, delivering a singular vision that blends emotional realism with grotesque transformation. While the final shot slightly undercuts the film's impact, Together remains one of the year's most powerful and unsettling horror experiences. Intimate, haunting, and uncompromising. Next up is Weapons. In a year where horror has outshined most genres, Weapons stands out as a gripping original mystery from Zach Krieger, the director of Barbarian. Told through multiple perspectives, the film explores grief, suspicion, and community fracture after the sudden disappearance of 17 children from a small-town classroom. Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Alden Ehrenreich deliver outstanding performances, bringing depth and emotional weight to a tense, character-driven story. While the ending takes a jarring tonal shift, the film remains a powerful example of how horror can combine atmosphere, human drama, and smart writing to deliver something both haunting and heartfelt. Next is The Long Walk. The Long Walk is a haunting, beautifully crafted adaptation of Stephen King's dystopian story, brought to life by director Francis Lawrence and writer J.T. Molnar. Set in an alternate 1970s America under military rule, the film follows teenage boys forced to walk nonstop in a televised endurance contest where falling behind means death. Lawrence's direction captures both the terror and humanity of the journey, using grim, 1970s-style cinematography that feels authentic yet modern. Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson give powerful, emotionally grounded performances as Ray and Pete, whose growing friendship anchors the film's heavy themes of endurance, hope, and defiance. The score is haunting, and the original country ballad Took a Walk, performed by Shabuzi and Stephen Wilson Jr., perfectly encapsulates the film's tone. It's a brutal and emotional experience that stays with you long after it ends. And finally, The Dead Talent Society, a movie that I didn't get to see in theaters but was dropped on Netflix. Dead Talent Society is a Taiwanese film that is equal parts hilarious, heartfelt, and brilliantly original. Set in an underworld where ghosts compete for fame by scaring humans, it tells the story of Rookie, a ghost desperate to keep existing, and her journey alongside a washed-up diva and a passionate agent as she learns to embrace her failures and find her own voice. This movie masterfully balances emotional depth with sharp comedy while cleverly using and subverting paranormal tropes, making it a rare, passionate gem that proves original stories can still thrive in a world full of corporate sludge. I loved every single second of this film, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's it. That's my top 5 horror movies of 2025 and my honorable mentions. The rest sucked. I'm kidding. But I'd like to hear your top 5, so leave me a comment in the comments section and let me know what you thought of my list and what yours might be. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you sticking around, and I'll see you next year.